Eritrea is requesting regional support against Ethiopia. Eritrean ambassador in Ethiopia has issued a statement. Is Eritrea weak? Why does it want a regional organization to support Eritrea against Ethiopia? Secondly, where are those TPF fighters, Tigray Peace Force fighters, who were detained by TPF commanders? Shivat Bhatio and others were detained around a month ago. Where are they now? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching. An announcement before I share these two news stories with you. Last night, I was due to host a live chat, but at the last minute, I had to postpone the live chat. I've been working more on the topic. I wanted more verifications. I think verifications are almost complete. Hopefully, I'll do a live chat tonight at the usual time. If there is any change in schedule, I'll announce in advance, but hopefully, we'll do a live chat and I will share with you what is happening in Tigray. We've been working on a piece of information since yesterday. Back to this video, viewers. Firstly, where are TPF fighters who were detained by their commanders in the Afar region a few weeks ago? I think I was in Indonesia when this incident happened. I did a video on that. Shivit, Batio, and other TPF members were detained by Tigray Peace Force. TPF back then issued a statement accusing Shivit Batio of conspiring with the Tigray military and TPLF against TPF. Some businessmen were also accused of being involved in support of Shivit Batio, and TPF claimed that Shivat Batio led conspiracy to divide TPF failed, and at the last minute, Shivat Batio was detained by Tigray Peace Force. Shivat is one of the founding members of TPF, Tigray Peace Force, which is an opposition fighters group based in the Afar region of Ethiopia and some other locations. This group is fighting TPLF and Tigray Senior Military Command. The group is led by General Vedi Entiro. Where are Shivat Batio and other TPF members who were detained? How many were detained? Well, 12 were detained. Their names have been made public by a human rights organization. Its name is Human Rights First. Human Rights First says that 12 TPF members were detained over a month ago. And so far, they have not been produced in front of any court of law. Where are they? Human Rights First claims that some of them are in a lockup in a police station in Samra, capital of the Afar region of Ethiopia. And others are at a military camp of TPF, Tigray Peace Force, in Dubti, again in the Afar region. Human Rights First is asking the authorities to give the right of fair trial to these TPF members. If they are guilty, if they have committed a crime, they should be made to appear before a court of law where a judge can decide if their detention is legal or not. These TPF fighters were detained by TPF commanders, and maybe then they were handed over to Afar police or the Ethiopian National Defense Force. All of them have not been handed over. Yes, I would back this call by Human Rights First NGO. These fighters, TPF fighters, whatever their crime is, if they have committed a crime, they should be taken to a court. A judge can decide whether they have committed a crime or not. TPF wants transparency in Tigray. It wants democracy in Tigray. This is what TPF says it's fighting for. Then it should ensure transparency internally too. I mean, TPF cannot start court martial of these fighters. TPF is not a military. That is why these people should be handed over to regional forces, regional government, or police, and then fair investigation should be conducted, and the prisoners should be taken to a court of law. Secondly, because Eritrea is requesting regional support against Ethiopian government's narrative about sea access. Beniam Berhe is Eritrean shock the affairs in Ethiopia. He is the head of Eritrean embassy in Addis Ababa. Luckily, so far, Eritrea-Ethiopia diplomatic relations are not cut off. Diplomatic ties are intact. Ethiopian embassy in Eritrea is operational. An Eritrean embassy in Addis Ababa is working. A few months ago, rumors were spread that Beniam Berhe had just returned to Eritrea. Embassy was being closed. Rumors could not be confirmed. Beniam Berhe has been seen meeting with some Western diplomats in recent days. He met with the diplomats from the EU. UN officials also held meetings with Beniam Berhe in Addis Ababa. Beniam Berhe in the last 2 days posted about Eritrean territorial integrity and sovereignty, and he urged African Union to support Eritrea. What did Beniam Berhe say? He said that Eritrea is fully capable of defending itself. Eritrea can defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity. What about the African Union? Is the African Union willing and able to stand for the core objectives on which it was founded? And he has shared a snippet of African Union's charter. Article 3, Clause B has been shared by Beniam Berhe. Article 3, Clause B of African Union's charter states that the African Union will protect territorial integrity and sovereignty of its member states. Then Beniam Berhe posted a talk by Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki. He quoted Isaias Afwerki. He said that we have no appetite for war. We fought imposed wars in the past. We don't have any territorial ambitions against any neighboring countries, but we know how to defend. We know how to defend our territories, our country. This is what Isaias Afwerki said a few months ago in an interview. So Beniam is requesting African Union to support Eritrea, to stand with Eritrea against Ethiopia. Ethiopia is definitely putting more pressure on Eritrea diplomatically. Almost on a daily basis, we're seeing messages, posts, speeches by the Ethiopian leaders. They are pressurizing Eritrea and they want Eritrea to talk to Ethiopia about the sea access. Americans intervening, diplomats from EU, UN also intervening. So far, talks have not started. Should African Union intervene? Yes. This is the time to intervene, but not the way Eritrea wants it to intervene. If African Union issues a statement which is against Ethiopia and pro-Eritrea, it won't be able to mediate. I think African Union should invite Eritrean and Ethiopian leaders, and it should mediate between the two countries. Nothing wrong with that. Why is that Americans have to come all the way from the US or Europeans to the Horn of Africa to mediate? Why can't African Union, which has its headquarters in Addis Ababa, solve this issue? At least it should make an attempt to solve this issue. So far, it's sleeping. AU sleeps until something big happens, until a coup happens, until a war breaks out. And suddenly it gets up and it just then issues a statement. This is what AU has been doing. Let's see, will African Union now issue some sort of statement? Will it take action? Will it invite the delegation from the two countries to talk, negotiate? Thanks for watching.